Hi guys, it's Audrey Meyer here. I'm with Tommy Breedlove, and we are going to talk today about finding your superpower, hacking your body and your mind to become unstoppable. So this is our first interview, and I'm super stoked that Tommy is here with us. It's going to be a series of couple interviews, so where we will be sharing about tips and tools to really boost your level of performance so that you guys can reclaim your life. So this is an amazing project that I personally been working my entire life, right? And not only as a professional extreme sport athlete, but also as a coach, as a fitness, nutrition, and mindset coach. So today I'd like you guys to welcome Tommy Breedlove. Hi, Tommy.
Hi, Audrey. Well, I am so humbled and grateful to be here. And I say this with all due love, and I mean this from the top. You are a badass. Athletics, extreme sports, one of the best Instagram feeds. You inspire me, and I'm so happy to be here, my friend.
Well, thank you for your time. I'm so blessed to have you here with us. So just guys, just a couple of recommendations. I suggest you guys grab a pen and a piece of paper because there's going to be a lot of information here. So I'll be taking notes, and I definitely encourage you to do the same. So here we go. So first, Tommy, tell us a little bit shortly about your background, because I know you are pretty badass as well.
I spent 22 years in large financial consulting, public accounting, and mergers and acquisition firms. That's jargon for I help people buy and sell companies in a former life. Now I am at the USA Today and Wall Street best-selling author of the book Legendary, and it's how to build a legendary life. And my craft for the past 10 or 11 years has been helping people with all things business, relationship, and mindset mastery. It's a passion of mine. It's my craft. I continuously sharpen my pencil on it because I think for us to build and live legendary lives, we need to be masters in business, we need to be masters in our relationship, and we need to be masters in our mindset. And it's stuff that we all struggle with on some level or another, including myself. And so that's why I think it's so vitally important. And that's why I think this message is so great for your audience.
Love it, love it. And I know, Tommy, you've been, you also had your moment where you shifted in your life, right? You were from working in a corporative job into a breakout call, and I'm gonna like kick ass now. I'm really gonna find my superpower and
Yes.
find who I am and show the world and share that with the world. And I know because you wrote this amazing book, Legendary. And actually, last time we talked, remember a couple of months ago, I actually know Tommy from a previous online show, Crushing Fear. And last time we talked together, actually Tommy was like super excited because his book Legendary just became a bestseller at the USA Today. So we were celebrating online, right? So the reason I say that is that you're talking about becoming legendary or living your legendary life, and you did, changing from your corporation job to really live your life. So can you tell us a little bit what you mean by legendary life?
Yeah. So what I like about the title, we'll start with the title Legendary. In a world of constant self-promotion, me, I am Facebook and Instagram fabulous. To me, legendary is something given to us by our peers, our family, our society, and our network. And to me, it's about leaving a lasting legacy of significance and purpose and leaving humans and this world better than we found it. And legendary is given to us. So I am certainly no legend, but I am working so hard to be remembered as a legend. And so a legendary life for me, and you said it, superpowers. For me, it's about using your superpowers. I call it your zone of brilliance to serve yourself and others. It's a life of purpose, significance, and meaning. It's a life where we're in charge of our time. We are conquerors of our time. It's also about how do we build our network and live with financial confidence and freedom. But then we talk about the really deep stuff, the unconditional self-love and respect that we need to have for ourselves, the mastering our mindset, that internal critic that gets in the way. And finally, and most importantly, and not to diminish this, but how do we build intimate and loving relationships with ourselves, our families, our significant others, and our friends? And it's a holistic way of building and living a legendary life so that hopefully we leave people on our planet better than we found it.
That's awesome. I love that. And I know it's a process, right? It's not just like we wake up, boom, we became legendary. We're still working on that every day, right? It's to create some habits. So can you give us like a brief, maybe 2 or 3 tips? I know there's so much, and that's why you really want to have people reading your books, because you give out everything in that books. So give us 2 or 3 tips about how we can build this legendary life.
The first thing I would say is you've got to live with purpose in your life. Depending on where you are in your career or your family or your home or your friendships, if you find yourself looking up at the sky wondering, why am I here? Or I don't have it all figured out, or I'm unhappy. I feel successful in these parts of my life, but why am I unfulfilled and unhappy? The first thing I would say is you haven't found your purpose. And so I'm going to give you a real quick, and so get your pen out. So this is really fast. I'm going to figure out an easy way to find your purpose. First of all, we talked about your superpowers. And so what your superpowers are is your God-given talents. And if you don't know what those talents are, ask your 5 closest friends or family members, what do they come to you for advice for, and what do they think you're super good at? The second thing about your purpose, so you take your God-given talents. The second thing with your purpose is, of those talents, what do you truly enjoy? Because life is about fulfillment and happiness. So there's a lot of things that I'm talented at that I don't like doing. So your purpose is, what are your God-given talents and what do you enjoy doing? And finally, this is the most important thing, is what do you believe this world needs? And if you don't know what that is, think about, and this is going to sound strange, but think about the things that piss you off. And the flip side of that is your value system and what you think the world needs. It's your core values. So it's your God-given talents with something you enjoy, with something you think the world needs, and that's finding purpose. And so that's one thing I would do is all of us, it's an art and science to find that. And our purpose, by the way, changes depending on the season of our life. So it always changes, but until our last breath, we all have a purpose. That's the first thing I'd say you got to find. Yeah. The second thing is, it's a whole different subject, is you've got to start becoming the master and conqueror of your time. I'm not going to go into that right now. There's no human being that has more time than any other person on earth. And there's tools and systems we can do. And eliminate the word busy. Busy is code for I'm not in charge of my time. But I'm going to talk about some other things that are very important right now. As you and I are doing this interview, we are right in the middle of the COVID-19 coronavirus. And it's serious. And so a lot of us are struggling with fears, worries, insecurities, lack of control. We're also afraid of reintegration. What does the new world look like? And so I'm going to talk about a couple of things that could be life-changing for you. The first thing I would say that we need to implement in our life, and it helps with our mindset and a little bit of our heart set, is we need to implement a gratitude practice. Yeah. And so when we're in a place of fear, worry, insecurity, or scared, immediately what I do is every morning I wake up, the moment my eyes open up, I say, thank you. I get one more day here. That's immediate a shift of not being afraid and what do I got to do that day, or oh my God, it's thank you. It's a place of love. It's a place of gratitude. And then I write down sometime during the morning 5 or 6 things that I'm grateful for. And finally, during the day, when you get overwhelmed or stressed or scared or insecure, immediately shift to gratitude, because it's impossible to be in a place of thankfulness for what you do have when you're scared and be scared at the same time. So I would say that would be something I would implement. I'm going to give you 3 steps, and I'm going real fast. I'm going to be quiet. So the third one.
I hope everyone's take your notes, guys.
And the third one, to start building, and I'm going to give a 4th one that's really quick. The third one that I would start building that mindset muscles, to lower that voice in our heads that says we're not good enough, and that keeps us scary. That self-critic. Yeah. I've named my self-critic Ike, by the way. So I'm Tommy and it's Ike. One of the things, so gratitude helps with that, but another thing that helps with that, and it can be as simple as 5 to 10 minutes a day. And there's great apps from Calm to Headspace to Oprah Deepak to Wayne Dyer's Meditate. Yeah. Meditation is exercise for your mind and soul. It helps you to be more proactive and not reactive. So you're in charge of your emotions, you're breathing, you're present, and you're not reacting to every situation. You're being proactive, you're managing the situation. And it helps you build self-confidence and peace of mind. But it's a muscle. It's just like going to the gym or being in the water sports. You have to build your heart muscles and mind muscles. So gratitude and meditation, they're not instant fixes. They're daily practices, just like going to the gym or exercising or practicing your sport. These are things we do every day. And over time, our heart muscles or our mind muscles build. And the final thing, since we're in this weird time, is this is a time to practice forgiveness. Forgiveness, A, of yourself for the mistakes you've made and the things we've done. We've all made mistakes that we wish we wouldn't have, and we've hurt people we wish we wouldn't have. And the second thing is to forgive others. And it's very difficult to do, and forgiveness is an art, a science, and a muscle. But forgiveness is the key to life. It helps build compassion, empathy, self-love. When we forgive ourselves, we start building that self-love. And so those four things: finding your purpose, gratitude, mindset, practicing forgiveness. And those are the soft skills. But I think those soft skills right now are very, very important in this time of uncertainty, fear, and insecurity. And so thank you, Audrey, for letting me share that. I know that was really quick.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Thank you, Tommy. And as you say, as we are recording that interview, we are right in the COVID, right? Everybody is at home. We cannot leave the house. We don't know what the future is going to happen. By the time you guys see that interview, it's going to be July. We're still going to wonder what's going on. I live in the Dominican Republic. Tourists won't be flying here. So we have to find different solutions. So once you have those, do you know a little more about what once you find your purpose, right, you can from there start building yourself again, and maybe finding a different job, seeing the future better, right? It's just like we need to shift, guys. It's just like there's something going on, right? And I believe that it's not all bad what's going on right now. You know, it's not like a circle. It's like there's a birth, there's a death, and then there's a new birth coming, right? It's like a circle. So it's a time, right, to expand now. It's hard, but there's a new beginning coming. But to really start this fresh, we need, like Tommy say, find your purpose, right? I love it, Tommy. And gratitude, meditation, helps, you know, to connect with yourself. When I started doing my gratitude in the morning, I have my whiteboard right here. I would write like 3 things I'm grateful for. It's hard, right, Tommy? At the beginning, when you start saying, what I'm grateful for? Oh, for fresh coffee or that. It's like, it's hard. And then the list goes on. Yeah, here we go. The list goes on and on and on. And once you realize what you have versus what you don't have, you so much more connected with yourself. So this is huge. And forgiveness. Thank you so much for reminding us that, because we kind of like forget, right? We forget to forgive other people, but also to forgive ourselves, right? This is also very important, like to forgive ourselves.
We're so hard on ourselves. We're
Yeah.
so critical of ourselves. And if we talk to other human beings like we talk to ourselves, no one would be friends with us and we wouldn't have jobs. And so forgiving ourselves helps us build peace of mind, self-confidence, self-respect, and most importantly, self-love. And
Yeah.
it's something our society doesn't talk about enough, is all of us struggle with self-love on some degree. And the more we love ourselves, the more we respect ourselves, the more we build self-confidence, the more we become friends with ourselves, and we can sit in a room while we're alone and be comfortable with that person you're sitting with. The more we can do that, the better we can love others and serve others, and ultimately be more successful in life and in love. And so it's something we don't talk about enough, but it's something I think to build a truly impactful, legendary, successful life is we've got to love, respect, and have confidence in ourselves.
Right. And this is so important, self-love, because we were talking before recording the interview about leadership, right? We all have value, and we all somehow are Superman, Superwoman in one topic. It's just we don't realize how much value we have. So the self-love is not just judging myself in a negative way. It's like, I know so much. Tell me, you know so much. My husband knows so much. Your friend knows so much. So we have to realize the value we have and really stick with the leadership. And I know you're talking about leadership, Tommy, in your book. Can you just go into a little more details?
Yeah. So for me, to be the best leader possible, it starts with, and I know this is going to sound like it's the topic we're talking about, right? Self mastery,
Yeah.
building your superpowers, using your superpowers. So the toughest thing to lead is yourself. And to me, leadership is about two ears, one mouth. It's about being able to listen twice as much as you talk. To me, Bo, but leadership's about action. It's not about words. It's not about the words you say. It's by leading by example.
Yeah.
And if you feel insecure or angry or afraid or judgmental or envious, it's almost impossible to fully lead others. And for us as leaders, I think it's important too. We don't have all the answers. We don't have it figured out. We have our insecurities, we have our fears, we have our unknowns. And so for me, great leadership is not only leading yourself, and we talked about it. I think as leaders, we have to invest in ourselves first. Emotional fortress, mental fortress, physical fortress, spiritual fortress. So spend the work every day in the mental gym, emotional gym, spiritual gym, and physical gym so that you can go serve and lead today. So you've got to start with yourself, because if you're not leading yourself, you'll be worthless to others. The same thing goes with love. The second thing is I think you've got to listen before you speak. And the third thing is because you've got to just realize we don't have it figured out. And it's okay to ask for help, both in your personal life, your professional life, whatever you do. All great leaders have coaches. All great leaders have mentors. But here's what I found most important in my businesses, in my life, is, there is a hierarchy to business, and that's just the way it is. However, on a regular, daily, almost hourly basis, I ask the people who technically work for me. I don't like that word. They work with me. I hire people much smarter than I am. However, on a daily basis, I'm like, Patty, Lindsay, Brian, Jonathan, I don't know what I'm doing here. Can I get your help? And they're all in. So I'm empowering them to make me better. I empower them to make them better. And to me, it's about rising tides bring up all ships, right? And so leadership's about A, leading yourself first, and you're no good to anyone else, but B, listening more than we talk, asking right questions, empowering others, and making it something about bigger than ourselves. And I think so much get caught up in our own ego and me, 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 me. I'm beating my chest for those of you who are listening. Um, don't make When we start leading, we make it about the movement. For me, it's all about helping humans be better in their relationship, better in their mindset, better in their business. I make it bigger than me. I make it bigger than us. And us collectively as a team, we come together and say, let's make it about serving ourselves and serving others. And to me, that's what leadership is all about. It's making something bigger than ourselves. And that goes back to purpose, by the way.
Yeah, I love that. And I know you're talking about leadership in your book, right?
Absolutely.
And
Throughout the book, the whole thing, being legendary is about being leading, because we're all leaders.
yeah,
Every single, whether you believe it or not, or whether you believe you have superpowers, you do. In books like this and other books and coaches like Audrey and coaches like me, our job is to get that self-belief and that self-confidence, to get that zone of brilliance out of you, because it's in there. We just got to get it out of you. And so you've got to believe it to do it.
Awesome. Tommy, I know you have an amazing gift for the audience who are listening to the interview. So tell us about.
Yeah, if you go, and I'm going to spell this out because I have a Southern accent. I live in the Southern United States, and some people can't understand what I say, especially when I say it. So if you go to tommybreedlove.com, and it's /gifts, that's GIFTS, tommybreedlove.com /gifts, GIFTS. I'm giving away chapter 3, which is financial confidence and freedom, about building those financial muscles and tools and skills to help you be more confident, but also help you, if you apply them, it's tactics about how to be more free. It's got great stories and simple tools in there. And the second one is, I think, something we all need right now. It's the mastering our mindset. It's to help us with those insecurities, those fears, that freaking voice in our head that says we're not good enough. And so we're giving away those 2 free chapters, but we also, there's a whole lot more we give away with that, like a 1-page purpose exercise, my purpose, and some other really cool things. So it's not just those things you get, but it is 2 free chapters. And I think you'll get the flavor of the book, the simple tools of the book, the great storytelling of the book. And it's something I believe the world needs. And so that's why we're giving it away.
I love it. Thank you so much. I'm so excited because that's definitely a great gift again for right now, for the situation where we are right now. So guys, if you want to get you superpower, find you superpower, definitely click. It's going to be, the link's going to be right underneath the interview. Otherwise, check it out on tommy@breedlove.com/gifts, right? .com.
Yes.
And yes, so Tommy, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here and for sharing this great information. So guys, remember, I look at my notes. So we have purpose, time, gratitude, mindset, and leadership. So that just resume what we're talking about during this interview. So thank you so much, Tommy, for your time and this information. And thank you guys for joining us. I'm excited for the next interview coming up.
I love it. Thank you, Audrey. So hopeful to be here. And let's you and I keep impacting people's lives. And hopefully when it's all said and done, we will be known as legends.
All right, right on. Bye, guys. Take care.